Hi gorgeous! Today we're breathing new life back into an old tag. You remember this one? Perfect Palette. This tag was originally created by Melissa at I Love Faces 1042 here on YouTube, and she recently came up with a new version of this tag. So this is the Perfect Palette number 2. And if you remember the original one, this was back in 2013. I had to go back and watch that video before making this one. Sometimes it kills me to go back and watch my older videos because all I see are all the mistakes I used to make. That video wasn't so bad. I mean, I've seen worse ones out there. I need to stop being so self-critical. That's one of my New Year's resolutions. Stop being so self-critical. So I thought that this tag would be a really fun one to redo simply because I know a lot of you found me off of that video, and I've also had some requests recently for an updated version of that tag. So I thought this one would be a really fun one to do. And if you want to see an updated version of that tag, I'm more than happy to do one for you. Just let me know. Because my tastes have changed since then and a lot of new palettes have come out. So I would be more than happy to do that for you. First question is eyeliner, brush, or nothing? So what this question is do you prefer to have an eyeliner in your palette, a brush in the palette, or nothing at all? For me, I'd have to say nothing at all. I don't ever find myself really using the pencils. I've used them in a couple Stila palettes, but they're not typically what I grab for. And as far as brushes, same thing. I don't think I've ever used a brush from a palette before. Second question is a palette you have hit pan on. Haven't we all? Hasn't everybody hit pan on at least one of the eyeshadows in this palette? Naked, of course. Naked is the color that I have hit pan on. And I'm getting pretty close on half baked there too, looking a little hairy right there. If you're looking for a cheaper dupe for the Naked palette, the Coastal Scents Revealed palette is an exact duplicate of it. And Makeup Revolution also makes a really excellent palette that has duped out all the shades in here. Favorite Naked palette. And this doesn't have to be one of the Urban Decay Naked palettes. This is referring to a staple set of neutrals that you may have that you find yourself picking up all the time. And for me, I was torn between two different palettes. First being the Too Faced Chocolate Bar. Can't live without this one. And the second is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I find myself reaching for both of these palettes on a regular basis to create everyday looks, and I wouldn't be surprised if I hit pan on either of these by the end of the year. Favorite holiday or limited edition palette? Anastasia's Tamana palette. I love, love, love. I swear, every time I have traveled recently in the past, however long this palette's been out, it has been in my travel bag. My favorite shades, well, all of them are my favorite shades in here, except for the blue. But Sangria, Bengal, Blush, Chocolate, Gilded, China Rose, oh my gosh, every single one of them. And the black one, Noir, perfect because then you don't have to pack a single black eyeshadow, you just have one right there. It's just a go-to palette. I would buy another one if I could. A palette you would repurchase or wish you had a backup of if it's no longer available. This is a no-brainer. Stila's In the Light palette. I actually hunted for this one very recently. Nordstrom Rack had them on sale. You may remember when they were liquidating a lot of these for $20. I don't know why I did not pick one up because this is a staple neutral palette for me. It is always in my travel luggage, always on my makeup table. It's in my purse sometimes. Can't live without this palette. It's a love, 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 love. And when I'm all done with this, I might just cry. And I personally love this one more than the Naked palette. I just do. The shades in here are very comparable to one another, but I feel like you get a much better quality product with Stila. It's a lot easier on the eyes. It's not packed with glitter like the Urban Decay palette is. Why, Stila, did you get rid of this palette? A shade you wish was sold individually. I might as well not even put it down. I actually just went online trying to find Bliss from Stila's In the Light palette as a single eyeshadow because I have hit pan on that in this palette and it is the most perfect neutral pinky brown shade and I love it in the crease. That is my go-to crease transition color on days when I don't feel like being creative. And Stila, if you make this into a single, I'll buy 10 of them right off your hands right now. Next question is a wild card one, and it says to pick a question from the original Perfect Palette tag and answer it again. So I chose to go with biggest regret. And for me, the biggest regretful palette that I have recently is the Anastasia Self-Made palette. Pigmentation, blendability, all of that is excellent with these eyeshadows as can be expected with Anastasia. I personally just did not care for the color range in this palette, and it's one that ever since I created looks with it on the website, I haven't picked it up since, and I don't really have a desire to do that. The only eyeshadow I would ever really use in here is Pink Champagne, and that's because I love Pink Champagne. But by the same token, I already have that eyeshadow in another palette that I use more frequently, World Traveler, so disappointed by this one. Last question is the palette that you would recommend to a friend. For me, it's Tarte's Tartelette palette. This is an all matte eyeshadow palette. Beautiful shade range in here. There are some pinks and plum shades that I feel like look beautiful on a variety of different eye colors. Great neutrals in here too. It's an all-around excellent palette. It's perfect size for travel too. I mean, it's a winner chicken dinner on all levels. And that's it. Let me know what some of your answers are to the questions in this tag. I would love to hear your choices for each of these categories. Thank you again to Melissa for tagging me for the second rendition of this tag. Thoroughly enjoyed sharing this with you today, and maybe we'll do another one in the future. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.